You just crossed over into the female zone.
Please, I beg you, stop with the WID. I'm 52 years old. I can't bear to politely answer WID or hey one more time. Please hear me. I'm 52 years old. I cannot have conversations like this anymore in my lifetime. Okay, please try to conjure up a full sentence. Thank you. Have a great day.
How about new?
All right, so we got the thirst-trapping granny here who's actually demanding a full conversation, full sentences, because WID isn't going to cut it with her. Sweetie, let me break this to you because I know it's going to be a real shock to you, but women in their 50s, it's been said over and over again, not just by this gorilla, but by so many of my male viewers, shouldn't actually be in the dating market because, you know, you should be at home with your husband, enjoying your time with him, or taking care of the grandkids. But actually being on Tinder, Bumble, or in your case, Woo Plus, doesn't matter. That's not really designed for women after a certain age. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you do get on these dating apps, you really don't have the highest sexual market value to make any demands. As in, oh, please don't write WYD, or please don't do that. I can't handle another one of these conversations. Well, sweetie, if you can't handle it, I suggest you just take up some knitting and get your cats and get off the dating apps. Now, this girl isn't blind. I know that you do get DMs, not as much as younger women, but you get messages. That's not the issue. The issue that I see is you actually believe that you could be choosy about it. Now you have all the options. Sweetheart, your options are very, very limited. Be thankful you have any to begin with. And you also may want to try to consider that, how about those men that actually can form full sentences and are interesting and are fascinating and probably have great experiences to talk about with women? Did you ever stop to think that maybe, just maybe, women who are younger than you, who have a higher sexual market value than you, men have access to those women? So you're not the primary one here. You'd be lucky if you're a slow Tuesday girl. Good luck there dating, Granny. Don't break a hip doing it. And fam, as I always say, don't complicate your life because of these queens. Enjoy the best things you can get in life and fix the things within your control. And you know how this gorilla has taken control? By wearing my Anson belt on the daily for over a year, fam. I don't use low quality items and neither should you. I don't promote simp wear here, fam. I promote items that only a boss should wear. You don't have to spend $1 million to look like $1 million. My sponsors know this. That's why I'm excited to have Anson Belt & Buckle as the sponsor of today's video. This is a family-run company that's been around since 2009, and they've completely reinvented how belts should work. And I repeat what I tell my coworkers when they ask about my belt. Anson Belts is one-stop shopping for your belt game. I wouldn't recommend anyone else, and I seriously do wear this, fam. This is my daily, Gorilla certified. Let me break it down. Instead of holes, Anson uses a micro-adjustable track system with quarter-inch increments so your belt fits perfectly every single time. And once you experience that kind of fit and comfort, trust me, you'll never want to wear an uninspiring belt again. And because you can mix and match any buckle with any strap, so you'll always have a belt that matches your outfit perfectly without having to buy dozens of belts that clutter up your closet. But here's the thing, this isn't just about this gorilla's or anyone else's style. It's about feeling more comfortable, more confident, and more polished in what you wear. Anson's belts adjust with you throughout the day. So whether you're sitting, standing, or on the move, you're always comfortable and looking sharp. I've been wearing mine non-stop, and honestly, it's the best belt I've ever owned. Once you try it, fam, you'll never go back to your old beat-up belts ever again. And if you're wondering why you should trust them, apart from the fact that I literally just showed you even a gorilla can look dapper with this belt, this is a company that's still proudly family-owned and operated. It has earned over 40,000 5-star reviews and backs their belts with a lifetime guarantee on functionality. They stand behind every product they make, and once you get one, you'll see why. And because Anson Belt & Buckle is sponsoring today's video, when you click the link in the description, the top pinned comment, or scan this QR code right here, to build a box set, you'll get 2 bonus pieces, a buckle and a strap, completely free. That's 3 buckles and 3 straps, which you can mix and match into 9 unique belt combos, all in one box. It's an exclusive deal you won't get anywhere else, so click the link, build your set, and upgrade your belt game today. Before we move on, I want to say thank you, fam. to all of my subscribers for supporting this channel. I truly appreciate all of you who leave comments, who like my videos, and share them on other social media platforms. I truly gotta say thanks, fam. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, I thank you for tuning in, and I hope you decide to hit that subscribe button. Moving on!
So I posted a video yesterday detailing my little experience with Speedo guy at the pool. And the comments, there's a bunch of them that are like, oh, lady, that didn't happen. Who do you think you are? You know, you're not all that. This is the sad state of how women look in our society. Because the reality, and, you know, as like the kids say, my truth is I get hit on and checked out all the time. Daily. It's a thing. And it's actually sad that a 60-year-old woman who's in decent shape, but, you know, I'm not a supermodel for God's sakes, garners attention. That's more of a statement about how bad women actually are looking. So
you keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
You know, Grandma, this girl can agree and disagree with you at the same time. Now, why? Because you actually said something that's true and false. Okay, first of all, older women getting attention, getting hit up on, specifically by younger men, I'm going to assume, that's not a new thing. That's actually been happening for a long, long time. Because sexual attention and relationship attention are two very different things. Women want relationship attention. That's not what those older gals are getting. They're getting sexual attention, as in a young guy will look at a decent-looking older woman and say, target practice, I want to put a ring on it. I just want to mess around with her ring. That was the part where I disagreed with her. But now, and the part I do agree with her is, that kind of says something about modern women. You know, I got to say that that is true, because a lot of the younger women who have veered away from how an attractive woman traditionally looks and embrace the body positivity movement. A man's got to accept me how I am, love me and my curves and all that crap. She's right on that part. So I gotta say, I believe that this granny was conflating two different things in order to make the copium she's using stick. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't, but hey, props to you, Granny. That was very creative. Moving on.
Child-free women are treated like the red-headed stepchildren of society. And not only that, their very personal decision to be child-free is criticized as though it's a public offense. I discuss my reasons for being child-free, clearly stated as my reasons, because whether you have children or don't, that is a deeply personal decision. I respect your decision not to have children, but I don't think personal anecdotes should be treated as universal guidance. People who regret parenthood exist, but many parents are happy they had children and consider it one of the most meaningful parts of their lives. Online discussions often amplify negative experience because they're more likely to be shared and discussed. Young people deserve to hear both the challenges and the rewards before making up their minds, but they are only hearing the negative aspect. Looking after other people's kids is not the same as having your own. Plenty of people spend years saying they never want children, only to become parents later and say it was the most meaningful experience. The amount of child-free women speaking up is minute in comparison to what patriarchy pushes and shoves down women's throats their entire life, starting from the time that they can walk. We have little babies that we can play with. We have bassinets we can play with. We are indoctrinated to be mothers and to nurture and to take care of a baby. But God forbid a woman speak up and say, you know what? Hey, this didn't feel right for me. And she's speaking up so that other people who are questioning what is being shoved down their throats have a place where they can feel validated and not judged. Young people are hearing nothing but the positives. Where do we hear negative stories about parenthood and motherhood in popular culture? Why are you needing me to talk about the positive and the negatives. This is my space where I talk about my experiences. How am I going to talk about the positives? I made the decision not to have children. To me, that actually is the positive.
Oh, Granny, you just come back with zingers every freaking time. So let me get this straight. You've made how many videos already complaining about dating men, how men just suck, how everything is just horrible about men, in your attempt to keep your copium going, and now you're making a video to go overdrive on copium to justify your decisions of not having children. Listen, my wannabe geriatric model, your decision to not have kids is just your decision. I really don't see where this huge problem in society is coming from, as you claim. I don't see any campaign saying, oh, childless cat ladies will destroy the planet. No, that's not what you see in society. If anything, the only thing that you actually hear is, hey, you're going to end up a childless, lonely cat lady because of your choices. I hope you enjoy it. Good luck with that. And Granny Gertrude, I gotta say, if you decide not to have kids, get divorced in your 50s, get back out there in the dating market, date a bunch of guys, apply your tongue to their sphincter, pull out the chocolate, and then dress up like if you were in your 20s trying to thirst trap dudes with your chest because you got no butt, that is your choice. Live with your choices. Nobody cares about you not having kids. It seems very evident that the only person this actually bothers is you. With every new video, this girl believes that your ex-husband made the right choice. Moving on.
I went out on a date last night. A date. And dating in 2026 is pure lunacy. Yeah, so I went on a date last night, a cocktail date, and we no sooner get sat down, and I said, hey, by the way, I've got a couple questions that I want to ask you. And this is serious. I'm being serious here. I'm not trying to be rude, mean, sarcastic, a smart ass, nothing like that. But based on experiences that men in the dating field have had and told me, and then also this is based on experiences that I've had. So the first question, are you a biological male? Because if I'm going to kiss you at the end of the night, I want to kiss some rough, rugged, chapped, chiseled lips. I don't want to kiss lips that are like kissing my grandma. 2, are you gay or bisexual? 3, are you married or are you in a relationship? Yes, there are actually people out there that are out trying to get a side piece that are married or in a relationship. 4, do you identify as, first of all, if you even identify as anything other than a human being, but also, do you identify as a he, him, her, it, they, them, am, is, are, was, were? These are some things that if we can eliminate right now, then we can just close our tab and get on out of here. Stephanie, did you really say those things to this guy? You goddamn right I did. These are things I need to know. If you're not a biological male, check please. If you're gay or bisexual, check please. If you're married or in a relationship, check please. If you identify as all that Looney Tunes, check please. Don't waste my time, and I don't want to waste your time. If that's your thing, fine and dandy. It's not everybody's thing. And if you're married or in a relationship and you've got a marriage or a relationship and you're thinking about bailing out, save yourself the trouble, because this is the Looney Tunes that you will have to deal with, especially if you're a man. All right, happy dating. And that is the reality of dating in 2026.
I gotta say, this Granny was cooking there. You know, not one thing I could actually knock her on. This girl has got to point out, it's amazing that if a man going on a date would ask those exact same questions to a woman, he would be considered a phobe of some kind. It's wrong of him to ask it. She said she doesn't want to date a T. If a guy says that, he's a T-phobe. She doesn't want a man who's gay or bi, right? It's her preference. But if a man asks a woman, hey, are you bi or are you a les? Oh, all of a sudden he's a perv because he's trying to take it to the bedroom quickly with another woman, which this girl is going to admit is possible, but you know, that's a separate conversation. Married. I believe that's a key one here. Completely valid, but somehow, some way, married women would find a way to get offended if they get asked if they're married. And pronouns. She doesn't want to deal with pronouns crap. Hey, all the power to you. But Granny, even though I agree with everything you said, I gotta point one thing out. The vast majority of all the things that you don't like about modern dating was actually brought to modern dating by women, specifically the womanist movement. I gotta say it. I'm not gonna go into details. I'm not gonna say it's 100% their fault, but oh buddy, were they a driving force behind that? And I've said it before. The silent majority, i.e. women, who didn't say a damn thing when these things were being pushed, you're equally at fault. You should have pushed back and squashed it when it was starting off. You didn't. Now you gotta deal with it. Good luck there, sister. Hopefully, when you go down there looking for a hot dog, you don't find a taco. At that point, you really can't say check, please.
Oh, behave.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.